Okay, so here we are live once again. Let me make sure that the camera is actually going to work this time. Yep, looking at the screen on my phone, it still says waiting for me. Did I hit the? Yeah, there it goes. Must have been a delayed gratification. So yeah, it says I'm live, and there I am on the phone. So we can go ahead and open this up. This is the Super 7 Ultimates. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mauser. There's a little sewer manhole cover with the Mauser on there, and it's just a Mauser with two other Mausers on the side. But you want to get that Mauser profile in there with that Jay Leno chin. Blue White Mario is here and says, "Hello, can I join the stream?" Well, here you are. You're here. If you want to actually be on the show, we're gonna have to set up a stream where I'm not opening something. I think that's probably going to be best, or have something specifically to open. So like it's going to take some planning, is what I'm saying. So but we'll try to do that sometime in the future. But but yeah. So because right now I don't have a whole lot of time right now anyway, because I got to go to work in a little bit. I got to go to work early today, but I want to make sure I get this out of the way because I've still got a lot of stuff to open up, and I want to make sure I get Splinter and the rest of the turtles opened up. So we're just gonna rush through this real quick. This would not be a good stream to have any kind of guest, or for me to be a guest, or anything like that. We would not be able to chat, is what I'm saying. So yeah, there we go. It's the Mauser 5-pack. You can see all 5 of them in there. 3 of these are identical to each other, and then 2 of them are identical to each other because 2 of them are battle damage. And you see there's a lot of little accessories in here. This is mostly like an accessory pack. Even technically the Mausers themselves are accessories, because I want to say that this Mauser originally came with the Fly Baxter Stockman figure that they made. And when I say fly, I don't mean fly like cool. I mean fly like he got turned into a fly. Blue White Wario asks, do I have a Godzilla figure? Yes, I have lots of Godzilla figures, but I think I've only opened up one of them on the stream, which was the McFarlane Superman versus Godzilla set. So that video should be on this channel if you want to check it out. So there's no extra bubble behind him with extra accessories, but you can see they crammed all these extra accessories. I say him like it's one guy, but it's not. It's 5 Mausers. And I'd mentioned before how like this one is kind of Black History Month adjacent, because in the comic books, Baxter Stockman was a black man. So they were invented by a black man. But I don't know if this is supposed to be specifically that continuity. And in fact, I would say it's not that continuity now that I think about it, because the Fly Baxter Stockman they did is based on the original Playmates toy, and the original Playmates toy, like the Super 7 one, you could see his hands and they're Caucasian. So Baxter Stockman would be a white guy in this continuity. But he was a black guy in the original Mirage continuity and most other continuities. So I'm still going to say it's Black History Month adjacent. Blue White Mario, I unfortunately cannot show you the Godzilla figure right now because it's in another room. But I will, at some point in the future, I'll get it and I'll bring it back in here so you can see it. But if you really want to see it, if you're really chomping at the bit to see it, like I say, I got another video where I'm talking about it, so you can find that on my channel. So maybe you can check that one out after this one. But even if that's not enough for you, I'll still go and get it from the other room. But it's just going to have to be on a different episode. Anyway, let's read the back real quick. Mauser, robotic rat trap with an appetite for turtles. The Mausers were created by the infamous, wickedly winged foot scientist. That's a lot to say. Baxter Stockman. Baxter Stockman, I don't think was ever really a member of the Foot, but whatever. These robotic rat traps patrol city streets and sewers, scanning for edibles with their penetrating search eye. Your typical robot Mauser has a mindless cavity with the shape and size of a walnut. Huh. Okay. Its cast iron stomach, I think it meant say, with a brain the shape and size of a walnut. Its cast iron stomach, however, makes a garbage dump look appetizing, chock full of turtle pizzas, rodent ravioli, and rat cheeseburgers, and moused potatoes. These Mausers will devour anything. Where am I from? I am from the United States of America, specifically Georgia. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get some of these out. So first of all, what would a Mauser be without a mouse? And he's got a little headband on, like he's a little martial artist. So I think that this isn't supposed to use any mouse. I think this is supposed to represent Splinter before he mutated into his more human-like form. That is, of course, if we're going with the Mirage continuity or the 1990 movie continuity, where Splinter evolved from a mouse rather than Hamato Yoshi being mutated into a rat. So, but yeah, this does seem to be that one. Regardless, that's the rat that's the pet of Hamato Yoshi, whether you think of that as being Splinter or not. The line's kind of blurred at this point, isn't it? And then we have a slice of pizza, and this will be an important accessory later on. Obviously, the Mausers can't pick up a slice of pizza and eat it like that. So, but this is still going to be an important accessory later on. Later on this week, hopefully, we'll get around to open. Hopefully, that'll be the next episode. Not the next episode. Next episode is going to be Splinter. The United States. You're from Houston, Texas. That's awesome. Yeah, like I remember I was a little kid when I saw Superman 2 in the movie theater, and you know they were the moon mission was calling back to Houston in that, and the Kryptonians, General Zod and them mistakenly thought that the planet was named Houston because of that. They say Houston, I guess, because they have British accents. They come from there, a place called Houston. Then we will go there too, to rule. Finally, to rule. Yeah. Great movie. I love Superman 2. All right, I'm getting all these accessories out of here, but we're going to go over all of them once I get them all out. There's, like I said, there's a lot of little accessories here. This is basically like a little accessory kit. Like, not just with the Mausers and things that are appropriate to the Mausers, but other things that just, you know, would be good for any kind of Ninja Turtle display. All right, so we got two, in addition to the non-mutated rat with his ninja headband, we get two baby turtles. I have no idea which turtles these are, or if it's even like the Ninja Turtles themselves before they got mutated, but I mean, pretty much should be the boys before they got mutated, right? So anyway, there we go with the two baby turtles. No articulation at all. There's little slugs. I'll put them over here with Master Splinter and the slice of pizza. And then we have a little canister of mutagen ooze. This one's got a little crack in it. You can see some of the ooze. Well, it's oozing out. And it's mostly painted silver, and it's got some green ooze coming out of it. Do you have any cartoon voices and impressions? I do a few. Yeah. If you ever see me read any of those Masters of the Universe comics, the comics that come with the mini comics that come with those, I try to do some on that. Okay, and then we've got this thing here, which is the Mauser remote control. And of course, if you remember on the cartoon, Baxter used a little handheld control to control the Mausers. And then we got two Psy. And this is good in case you lost a Psy. Damn! But we got the two Psy. And these are both painted silver. And they've got some, what looks like some black scoring marks on them. Just a little bit of black or dark gray, maybe. It might be dark gray. kind of airbrushed over the Psy. So it looks kind of dingy. Excuse me. Looks kind of like I guess grease from stabbing the Mausers through the head. So, but those are probably good to have for Raphael for reasons I'll get into when I open up Raphael. So let's go ahead and get these Mausers out of the box. You can have a look at those. Now it's got the 2 battle damaged ones at the top. We'll look at those next, but I kind of feel like it's a good idea to look at the basic Mausers first. Now, it called him a foot scientist on the bio, but he wasn't really. I mean, in the comic book, he wasn't associated with the Foot Clan at all, that I can recall. I could be mistaken about that, but I don't remember any comic books where Baxter was a member of the Foot Clan or worked for the Foot Clan or had members of the Foot Clan working for him or anything like that. I don't remember Baxter having any kind of association with the Foot Clan in the comic book. And like I said, I could be mistaken, and if anybody's got an example of where he was working with the Foot Clan in the comic, I would love to hear about it. Please let me know in the comments if you can remember anything like that. So it seems like I got the Mauser tilted at this angle, and it seems like he stands pretty well on my desk. He does have an articulated jaw, although it seems like it's really tight on mine. And the head looks to rotate all the way around. It doesn't look like the head has any like up or down or side to side movement, which would have been nice. But you know, he's got a fairly simple body, so he doesn't really need to articulate a whole lot. But these legs rotate all the way around. Seems like they rotate all the way around, but they kind of bump into the head a little bit. But in theory, they rotate all the way around. And then his head rotates all the way around, and the jaw looks like it moves down about that far. And you can see, like I was talking about with Mouse Jaw, they added some teeth to it, but this one's got like just the typical 2 teeth in the front, 2 teeth at the top of the front, and 1 tooth at the bottom. So that's all 3 of those teeth. And if you look inside, it does have like some mechanical detail, like some kind of texture there at the roof of the mouth and at the bottom of the mouth. And I almost imagine that being like little shredders to shred up the mouse and just kind of condense this thing as much as possible to I'm guessing that hexagonal thing back there is where the mouse guts go down the gullet. I'm guessing that's what that is. And the paint job on here is fairly simple. You can see that the 2 main colors of it are black and blue. A very light blue, very light, slightly metallic blue. Not as shiny, I don't think, as it is in the comic books. But this is based on, again, more the the Playmates toy. And the Playmates toy was like a kind of oversized as far as the Mausers go. Like compared to the Turtles, the Mausers are fairly small. They're almost like little gremlins or something like that, like little small things. And that doesn't mean they're not deadly. You know, they chew through the foundation of the Baxter building and make that collapse, and they certainly almost kill the boys in April, and you know they give Splinter a hard time, almost kill him. So anyway, here he is next to the NECA cartoon April O'Neil, which many people say is too small, but I kind of feel like they scale well together at least. And here he is. So we see him next to a human from this actual line. Here he is next to the Shredder himself, and you can see he comes about up to the Shredder's hip. So I think that's a pretty good height. And since I do have my original NECA Mirage Leonardo, we can see him next to him. I got Raphael over here too, but we already saw him next to Leonardo, and they're basically the same figure. So anyway, But like I said, it's mostly plain. It's like it looks like it's got like a slight pearlescent quality to it. It's a little more apparent on the. I think that's what I was thinking of. Is there's actually like a little bit of silver brushing over the battle damaged one. But the battle damaged one and the regular Mauser seem to be exactly the same mold from the neck down. Like the head is what makes it different as far as the sculpt, because you can see it's got some holes punched in the head, some little cracks and things like that. And so if you want to have Raphael fighting the Mausers, we could probably stick the Psy. Like the Psy got stuck in there. So there's a use for that right there. But yeah, lots of cool accessories with like the extra piece of pizza and the rat and the two baby turtles. And Splinter, we'll see he comes with a baby turtle. So then I'll have 3 baby turtles. I don't know why they set it up that way. Couldn't they give the Mausers like a 3rd baby turtle so I could have all 4 of them? Or maybe had Splinter come with 2 and then the Mausers come with 2? I don't know. It's kind of disappointing to me that I don't have all 4 Ninja Turtles, and then I got to figure out, or all 4 baby turtles. I got to figure out some way to get a 4th one. So maybe somebody's got one for cheap on eBay, or maybe like that's the other thing is like if I want just one more, if I buy another set of Mausers, I've got 5 turtles, and I don't want 5 turtles either. There's only 4 of them. No, Vetus de Milo does not count before anybody says it. But yeah, as far as like the paint job goes, there's also some dark gray at the neck, and they did a nice job with this. Like some of this is paint, some of this is just separate plastic, and it looks like some of the black parts have blue paint on them, and some of the blue parts have black paint on them. So like it's kind of hard to tell like where one ends and one begins sometimes. In fact, there might not be anything actually painted black. It might all be separate black plastic pieces. And then he's got that eye painted in that they talked about. And then he does have a foot on his snout here. So it does officially affiliate him with the Foot Clan in action figure form. But I will say this again, in the comic book, Baxter, I don't think even maybe even heard of the Foot Clan. It's likely he never even heard of the Foot Clan. Only knows about ninjas because of the turtles. Now, on the cartoon, of course, he was basically swindled by the Shredder. So he was working for the Shredder on that. But again, I don't think he had any knowledge of the Foot Clan or anything like that. Maybe in some of the later episodes where he got turned into a fly or something. But he was broken out of an insane asylum by the Shredder in the first episode of the regular series, I think. And he was the Shredder's henchman for most of the second season until they just got sick of his bumbling and threw him into his disintegrator and didn't realize he was in his disintegrator with a fly. And then the fly winds up getting merged with Baxter. So technically he worked with the Foot Clan then, but it makes sense in the animated continuity, I think, that they would have a foot symbol on their snout, just because the Shredder was funding the mass production of the Mausers. Even whether or not Baxter knew about the Foot Clan or not is irrelevant. I think that they could still have that on there. I guess you could argue in the 2012 series, Baxter was, a foot scientist. But even then, it's like, he basically was like their lackey. He was the Shredder's lackey. He wasn't the saying foot scientist almost implies that Baxter's a ninja himself, and that was not the case. Anyway, so talking about the paint job on the battle damaged ones, it's got these little scratches kind of tampographed on there where it looks like some ninja weapons have chipped through the paint for whatever reason. And like I said, some kind of, I wish they'd done the silver all over the whole figure on the undamaged one, because I think it just looks cool. Like I think the the Mausers should be kind of metallic anyway. Like I said, if you look at the first appearance of the Mausers in the Mirage comics, that cover is like an extreme close-up of the Mauser's head with the Ninja Turtles reflected in it. So that tells me they should probably be like chrome or something. Now, I can understand why you wouldn't do that in the animation, but it would be really cool to see somebody actually do that in a toy. And I don't think anybody actually has. I think we've seen some that are silver, but not. I wish I'd have thought to bring Mouse Jaw over here so we could compare the two Mausers. I think that one's a little larger in size, but we could have compared some of the differences. I'll try to remember to do a short later if I can. Bobby Wald is here, and he says, I missed that old arcade game of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I love that game. I love the music in that game. A lot of the times when I'll put pictures of these characters up on my Instagram, be it action figures that like that I'm opening up, or just artwork that I find of the characters that I think is cool. A lot of the times I'll use the music from the arcade game because I love the arcade game so much. So and the music's really, especially that the fire, the first level where they're trying to save April from the fire. That's some killer music right there. There's a guy that does like a metal version of that. There's a few metal versions of that, but there's one I particularly like. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, and you can see this got some of that little bit of silver kind of dry brushed over the legs. I think it works better on the legs for its intended purpose, which is to look like that some of the paint got scraped off and you're seeing some of bare metal. But the way it is on the body of it, it seems a little more even and a little more thin. And since it's a slightly similar color to the blue, at least way more similar to the blue than it is to the black, it tends to kind of blend in. So I'm thinking they probably could have done this with the whole Mauser, and it would look really cool. But oh well, I'm just kind of armchair quarterback at this point. Sorry, I keep yawning. Like I said, this is early in the morning for me. This is when I usually I'm usually still asleep at this time, but I got to go to work early. So, and you can see there's like a crack in the plate, and you can see the actual eye underneath. So that's some nice detailing. These are cool little figures, and like I say, there's 5 of them. There's 2 that are battle damaged and 2 that are not. And it's a good deal for the amount of money it cost me, because I didn't pay full retail for these either. I was able to get these on eBay for like I think like $30 for the set. I think it was after it was shipped. So that's a pretty good deal. That's $30. That's what, $2 per Mauser, and then you get all these accessories. Or $30. Am I doing that right? I'm bad at math, and like I said, it's early in the morning for me. Let me think. $30 for 5 Mausers. So 5 divided by 3 is $1.50, and times 10. Oh, okay. I can do this. It's not that early. So if we look at 15, God, fine, I'll use the calculator. They always told me in school, well, you won't always have a calculator with you. Well, I can tell you right now, that is bullshit. I always have a calculator with me. Calculator. We'll just figure it out. Okay. Somebody's going to figure it out and say it in the comments before I can even do it, aren't you? 30 divided by 5. It's 6. Yeah, so 6 is good. So $6 for each of these little guys. Not too bad. That's like old school action figure prices. So this is what I would have paid for a Batman action figure back in the day. So in the 90s, that might have seemed overpriced. But these days, with everything being so expensive, I feel like $30 for this set is a really good deal, because we got lots of really cool stuff out of it. I still find the little Foot Clan logo on their snout somewhat questionable, but I don't mind it. It is something where I'm kind of like, I figured it out even before I used the calculator. My brain's just not working right now. That's all it is. I'm not an idiot, I promise. I'm not that kind of idiot anyway. All right, so I'm going to put all these things in this little baggie because I don't want any of them to get lost. I specifically got a little baggie so I could put all of the Mauser parts in there because I knew there was going to be a lot of parts. So, and I want to keep them all together because I have reasons for that. I'm wanting to come back to those later. And I'm probably going to sort through some of these other accessories. There's accessories all over my desk, and I want to sort through them and get them all separated into little baggies. But I'm going to do the Mauser parts right now while I'm thinking about it. Anyway, Mausers are really cool, and this set of Mausers is really cool, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, so I'm really happy that I got it. Now, I do know that NECA makes a set of Mausers as well. That's for their animated series line. So there's another set of Mausers out there, and I might try to get that set at some point. Mausers are something where I figure they don't all have to be identical. He can make different batches and different sizes for different purposes. So, I mean, we've seen in various video games where they'll make like a giant Mauser. Who's to say they need to make smaller Mausers too? You know, like maybe there was a Mauser he designed to be like a household Mauser, like a little one about that big, just to go around and make sure you don't have like cockroaches and things like that. Ostensibly, that would be the reason. But secretly, it might, chomp your throat in the middle of the night or something because he is a psycho. But yeah, these would be more like the sort of ones you would have running around in the sewer, I think, to get rid of the mice down there. Anyway, I think that's it for this episode. It turned out to be a fairly short one, I think, but like there wasn't a whole lot to go. Even though there was a whole lot to go over, it was a lot of stuff that could be gone over very quickly. So next episode, hopefully tomorrow. I can't guarantee it, but hopefully tomorrow. Next episode, I'm gonna open up Master Splinter, and then we'll move on to the 4 Ninja Turtles themselves, and then we'll be done with Ninja Turtles for a little while because we're going to move on to some DC stuff, and then we'll have a lot more Masters of the Universe stuff to open up too. So we got a lot of DC stuff, got a lot of Masters of the Universe stuff, got a few G.I. Joe things, not a lot, but we got a few. So we got some cool stuff coming up. So if you don't want to make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure that you like and subscribe and all that fun YouTube stuff down below. YouTube likes it when I say like and subscribe, so I like to say like and subscribe. And then it pushes that out there in the algorithm. More people see these videos, more people like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I like it when you leave comments and tell me what you think about the Mausers. I'm going to go real quick and take a picture of these guys so I can have a proper thumbnail. And I think that's going to be it for this episode. So next episode is going to be Master Splinter. Make sure you don't miss that. We will talk to you next time. Bye. Okay.